Hi guys and welcome to Bomb Anime.
It's your girl Ruka.
And Big Boi Sama here, bringing you Banished from the Heroes Party, Hot or Not Part 2.
So last time we both judged this quite lowly based off of its first episode. Big Boi Sama, you gave it 2 out of 5 and I hit it with a 1 out of 5.
Yes.
I thought that the opening put you to sleep before the anime even started.
Yes.
That's how I felt when I was watching like episode 2, 3, and I think 4, and then I was just kind of almost loving it. I fast forwarded through that. I'm not gonna lie.
Well, you all know me, I don't watch openings except for the first one, and I was like, yeah, you're done. I'm not about this opening or this ending, really. I just want to see the meat and potatoes of the anime.
Now, I kind of wanted to see more about this thing because they said in order to level up your blessing, you need to kill people with other blessings. So I wanted to know about that. Like, are they stealing the divine energy off of the person? Is it something like that? But then it was never ever mentioned ever again. Ever.
Yeah, I mean, like they alluded to it being that though, because obviously there was a whole transference of energy, blessings through the drug and stuff like that. So transferring blessings was a thing and it was canon. But like you said, a little bit more lore on that would have been nice.
The drug is totally different.
No, I get that.
To this, which is like a more natural occurrence. The drug had to be manufactured and we actually didn't know about that, and the populace didn't know about the exchange thing. They only thought that there was a possibility of getting a second blessing and getting stronger.
Yeah, I know. I get that. But what I'm saying is that if it can be artificially done, chances are it could have been naturally done.
So I think that the lack of fight scenes, especially through, I would say, 2/3 of it, we really didn't get any sort of fight scenes. The lack of that actually really worked for this anime. And even the heroes party, cutting away to it and seeing them do really nothing at all. The slow pace of the anime, everything worked perfectly. They still managed to get great timing even though it was much slower paced, and I think that was definitely down to the story.
When you're writing a story, it's not just plot. There's beats, which is what breaks up the tensions and the movement of the emotion throughout the intricate parts of the story. So yes, the plot was slow, but the beats were actually quite filling, and that's what made you watch it more. So like the different perspectives, the ideas of duty versus purpose versus religion, the fact that you had to fight your inner demons in order to be an upstanding member of society, the political strife, like they threw a lot of things into it that actually built the universe, and like it's a true testament to world building, to be fair. Because to be honest, I remember the first episode, I was like, the world building is rubbish, they didn't do much, it's just your generic whatever.
Yeah. And
it was, I don't care, I stand by what I said in the first episode. But maybe this is making me think that maybe I can't judge an anime on episode 1. Still going to, but you know, maybe there's gems out there that need to blossom, you know?
Well, you know, Yaranja popping up at the end of the episode, I was thinking, is she coming to take someone's man? Because although she was saying, oh yeah, I'm not really into Gideon, he's not my cup of tea, all the words she said after that sounded kind of like she was in love with the guy. I don't know, Rit. Get those swords out. Or
we might go the Regis route. You get what I mean?
Oh, come on. No, Rick won't be standing for that.
I don't think she would, no. She's already jealous of the sister. Imagine more of, you know.
I also wanted to know more about the deities as well, because I thought it was really dangerous for the way the hero was actually blessed. Not needing to eat, sleep, not feeling one way or the other. You can't feel hot, you can't feel cold, you can't feel satisfied, you can't even taste food. The way that you set it up, that hero isn't even a person anymore. They're not even human, because they lack literally everything that is like that a human would be able to experience. So I want to know about these deities, and because they seem a little bit crazy, but the way they set the story up, I feel like that's coming in for season 2, because they did allude to the fact that the god that they serve, Deities, was it? Is that how you pronounce it?
I thought it was Demis.
Me and names. Demis and the Asura demon have history, and actually might have been the first before the heroes. They were running things, it seems, due to the swords. So yeah, season 2 will definitely be exploring more of that.
I wanted to know more about the Asura. Like they seemed like a clever bunch and quite interesting, because Shusandan came in, he didn't care who he teamed up with, he didn't care what was going on. His goal was, I want to do X and I need you to do Y. That was it. And he cut off a guy's arm and then turned the sage into the bad guy just for the goal. And even while he was getting defeated, he was like, well, at least the hero touched the sword, because that was the goal.
Yeah.
And so it was like, I don't know if you were alluding to this, but is Demis a Asura?
I wasn't alluding to that. I'm not sure if Demis is or not, but I was more thinking of it the way it seemed like the breakup of the Christian churches, and or should I say the creation of the denominations and the infighting. That's really what it was giving me. The whole, even the party itself, they were fighting not because they didn't like each other, but because they had different belief systems. I thought that was a really interesting aspect as well.
Yeah, everyone likes the whole, what is better, free will or duty or purpose or religion, or, you know, them hard questions that people really try to avoid at parties, but people like me like talking about regularly. So it was like Theodora, for example, she was a zealot, hardline Demis believer. I'm gonna do what I need to do for Demis. My life belongs to Demis. Now, okay, that's cool. But then when anyone goes against it, she was willing to cut up Gideon for that. And who was the bad guy here? The ones shirking off their responsibilities and not fulfilling their duties to save the world? Or the ones who will go by any means possible to make sure that the world is saved? Because like Ares, yes, total twat, don't like the geezer, do you get what I mean? Totally bad guy. But I know he had creepy ulterior motives, but he was trying to get the world saved and be the person by the side of the savior of the world. So, is it utilitarianism? Does the ends justify the means? To me, not normally, unless your name is like Yagami in it. So, I don't know.
This again reminded me of religion in general. There is a god, or there is a belief in a god. Everybody makes their own thoughts out of what they think has been said, and then they fight each other, and then it's all who is right. Ruka,
you told me to behave myself and you keep bringing it to,
no, I'm not.
Like,
I'm just saying.
You know what I mean?
This is what I got from it. It really felt like it was actually asking those questions to us. How can you determine who is right? And do the ends justify the means? All these people doing horrible things to people who they're supposed to love or they're supposed to be friends with. What exactly does Demis want? Do they want you to do this? Do they want you to kill and hurt each other or not? It's like the original thing that's been said, and then everyone decides on what they're doing, and then they're fighting, and then there's possibility of losing sight of the actual first thing that was even put there in the first place.
Well, there was a part of the anime that made me question Demis a little bit harder. So when they were fighting the gargantuan demon, and Ruti was explaining that Gideon believes that Demis gives them evil blessings because that's just Demis's will.
Yeah.
I was thinking, but wait, hold on, fam. Why? Why would you just give people evil wills? Or are you interpreting it as evil because you're human and it goes against you, so therefore it's evil? And then it reminded me of a story in the Bible.
Oh no.
It's a little story, you know, the one where Moses took the people out of the place where they were enslaved or whatever. And there's a line in it that says, God hardened Pharaoh's heart so that Pharaoh will kind of be trapped into doing the bad things and getting the punishments for it. So I don't know. Like, what's Demis's deal? Like, what's going on here? Like, that's my little 2 cents of the matter, innit?
Okay then, cool. I want to apologize to Red because I was like, yeah, you shouldn't be in the Heroes Party based off of the information that we had. But through do you know what, not even through the anime, you find out really quickly that he actually was worth a lot. So sorry, Red, like I was really wrong back there, you know. And also, Ares, you said earlier on that Chisandra made him the bad guy. No, he was already the bad guy. He was getting rid of Gideon from before, and he already knew that Gideon was good. He broke up the whole party and did all of this stuff. He was already going down that path. Yes, he did get a little bit of a push, but he didn't need much of a push to betray even other members of his team that had nothing to do with it.
What he did to Dana,
it was not called for. So he was already, going down that path. He should take responsibility for those actions.
Oh, definitely.
You know, we're not just gonna say it was the devil. And Red,
look, Ruka. Which one of us is the guy here? Like, am I rubbing off on you? What's going on? Because like a couple of episodes now, you've been on this tip. Look, trust me, I like it. You carry on, innit? I mean, but this is the most vocal I've heard you about this subject. Do you know what I mean?
I find it really interesting. I think it's really interesting.
Yeah, when philosophy and religion butt heads, funny things happen, don't they?
Yeah. I really like the lore. I know we kind of touched on it already.
Yeah.
But the way that we're finding out about God and the Sora demon possibly having some kind of disagreements behind the scene, which has caused this break off, and he's basically now rogue. And it's interesting that the humans see him as some kind of demon, but it's like you said, either the god is actually also an Asura, or they're not demons at all. They're some other type of higher beings, maybe underneath deities, that were supposed to be doing something else, but now they're rogue because they don't agree with what the god has said.
Which is funny because like most religions have that, don't they? So like if you take the Muslim religion, for example, before the earth there was the jinns, and then they were just running amok, and then stuff happened, humans. Then you take the ancient Greeks as well, they had the whole primordials and whatever. So what they call the apothecaries or something like that, or the anywho, it begins with an A, look it up, I can't remember. However, they, run amok, something, humans. And then you've got Christianity, angels. Oh my God, you created something that you like more than me, but they're worse than me. What you doing, fam? Humans. So it's like, it's a running theme, and it's a good story because it's held the test of time. And the way that these guys had portrayed it actually adds validity to the lore as well, because it's a safe state or a saved state in the mythos of humanity, that we feel that we weren't the first things here, and so on and so forth. So it's like having that deep delve in deeper in that side while actually working on the other aspects, political, economical, war, possibly, an adversary that you can clearly define, and then espionage, all of that stuff. You know what? You lot worked at this. And so other animes that are slow should take a note. Now, I'm not going to call out any names, but if you've been seeing our Monday's episodes, you know exactly what the F we're talking about, really.
To the verdict! Big Boi Sama.
I will hold my hands up here and say I was absolutely wrong in the first verdict I gave it, because I've gone from a not to a hot. This is definitely a hot. It's even bingeable as well. I suggest you binge it if you haven't got time, but it's a really nice watch. Definitely watch this one. Banished from the Heroes Party. Hot.
Okay, Big Boi Sama said that if you haven't got time, you should binge it. He's like every anime fan, regardless of what's going on around you, you're gonna binge it. So I judge this to be a hot as well. It's a really feel-good anime. It's bingeable. There's a lot of nice funny moments, like the sauna where the guys are doing this competition, and it's a running theme throughout the anime. They keep competing to see who can stand the heat the longest. They've got really nice romantic moments. They've really concentrated on loads of different relationships between all of the characters, and they have really well placed flashbacks as well. It gives you the information that you need to know, and it's just done properly.
Side note though, I mean, it's got really tasteful fan service. That's for my people out there.
This is not for the kids.
Tasteful, very tasteful fan service here. Like, mwah.
And on that note, if you made it this far, thank you so much.
Don't forget to like, subscribe, and share.
Peace.